All right, here are the headlines for today, Monday, November 30th. In the progresso sphere, very interesting stuff going on. Voting rights advocates are celebrating another win from the courts. On Friday, a federal appellate panel upheld a lower court's ruling that rejected Trump's request for an emergency injunction to overturn the certification of election results in the fine state of Pennsylvania, who saved us. The Black Political Empowerment Project, Common Cause Pennsylvania, the League of Women Voters of Pennsylvania, and the NAACP Pennsylvania State Conference were intervenors in the case, along with 8 impacted voters represented by the state and the national ACLU. The Third Court of Appeals unanimously denied the campaign's injunction request. And on that court sits a panel of 3 Republican-appointed judges. What does that tell you? Even the Republicans would rather have a centrist Democrat than an insane clown posse. Judge Stefanos Biabas dropped the gavel when he wrote, "Voters, not lawyers, choose the president. Ballots, not briefs, decide elections." Boom. Pretty good. Pretty good news. Excellent. All right. In other news, we can turn to the Amazon, the corporation, not the rainforest. It is one of humanity's most powerful corporate empires, headed by the richest plantation owner in history. Well, the workers are now fighting back against their own exploitation and abuse. A global coalition of warehouse workers, trade unionists, climate justice advocates, and citizens launched worldwide protests last Friday, on Black Friday, to challenge Amazon's anti-democratic, anti-humanistic practices. They need to do that. Did you know that Amazon relies on underpaying large swaths of their workforce, who then apply for SNAP benefits, which the American taxpayer then pays for? So this thing is not just for Walmart anymore. They're not getting the SNAP benefits so they can buy the latest gadget, but so they can buy, a can of beans to eat. This is a huge corporate welfare program, not to mention the fact that they just treat their workers incredibly poorly in other ways. To fight back, the Make Amazon Pay Coalition held actions in 15 countries, and workers at several logistics centers across Germany engaged in a 3-day strike meant to disrupt Amazon's profitable holiday sales during the retail industry's busiest period. The campaign also pointed out that the Amazon's carbon footprint is larger than 2/3 of all countries in the world. Hello. But rather than address how its growing delivery and cloud computing businesses are accelerating climate breakdown, the corporation has actually intimidated workers who are speaking out. Check it. Go to makeamazonpay.com, makeamazonpay.com, to add your name to the petition that demands Jeff Bezos treat his workers and our planet with dignity and respect. I'm going to pop into this newscast with a personal story just briefly. I was at a training last weekend where business leaders talk about business, and they hold up wonderful business leaders for how successful they've been. And I'm sitting there, you watch this newscast, and I'm sitting there and they're talking about Bezos and how he went from just selling books that's a good idea on the Amazon to now being, as I called him, a giant plantation owner, but they didn't call him that. And I'm thinking, excuse me, is it still a positive thing when you are exploiting human beings to get your growth? And I was hoping, that the next time that they talk about corporate culture, they won't have, have to show people at the food lines. They didn't call on me, so I wasn't able to ask that question. But there's a lot of woohoo, you can do it without any morality being taught out there. More on that later. Woohoo, you can start your own business. Just find some people you can oppress, and you too can, be Jeff Bezos. Okay, new polling results. In other news, new polling results reveal that people with low incomes agree upon a range of policy solutions to stop poverty and hunger. The survey was conducted in November by the Colorado-based firm Coopersmith Research. Never heard of them before, but I'm sure they're fabulous. On behalf of the national anti-hunger advocacy group Hunger Free America, the study found that many people across the country with household incomes of 50 grand or below have the same views about raising the minimum wage, as well as expanding access to benefits of public assistance programs like SNAP. Sure, you can expand SNAP, or you can also, as we just said, force corporations like Amazon, Walmart, Dollar Tree, I'm forgetting the other ones that were on there, McDonald's, to pay an actual living wage. 73% of Americans living in or near poverty either somewhat or strongly agree that the U.S. government should enact policies and programs necessary to end U.S. hunger. I'm not saying, by the way, take away SNAP. People need SNAP. But let's not let there be a big corporate giveaway of people's tax monies so that corporations can make billions of dollars while people are still starving. And I'm guessing, I didn't have time to poke into this today. You can put it in the comments if you know. I am guessing that these very same corporations that I just mentioned, Walmart, Amazon, the Dollar Tree, McDonald's, I'm publicly shaming them. I am absolutely guessing that they lean right, that Walmart definitely does, support Republican candidates who want to cut SNAP benefits in the first place. Maybe so that more people will have to buy food out of Walmart and McDonald's because they can't afford it anywhere else. I don't know. It's a cycle of disgustitude. Anyway, 73% of Americans who live on or near poverty somewhat or strongly agree that the U.S. government should enact the policies and programs necessary to end U.S. hunger by ensuring that all Americans can afford and access sufficient, nutritious, culturally compatible food. Raising the federal minimum wage is right now it's $7.25 an hour. You literally cannot even buy a box of tampons for $7.25 an hour. Anyway, raising it up was popular among respondents. I'm Julianna Forlano. You are watching ACT TV. This is the Progressive News Rundown for today. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday with more news